I think the fact that like the projects are running out of state is a blessing in disguise, because the person that I am, the control freak that I am, the quality of work that I need, would not allow me to live in peace if every single 5 project was under my nose, because my blood pressure would be always so high.
It's a lesson that we learn over time again and again as we scale. You're going to have to be further and further away from every detail in the project, right? Like I remember our first project, the oven, I think, came dinged, and I was trying to negotiate $20 off. And then now I tell our contractor, anything under $500, do not call me. Like, not worth my time. So many different levels of letting go of that control, and especially being employees, like investing our own money is so hard. Like parting with that money, it's just so hard.
Hey, this is Neeti, and what you're about to hear today is a very special episode with one of the members from our portfolio program.
We call these Sensei Sessions. These interviews are designed to give you perspective about what you can achieve with the right strategies and execution.
I hope you enjoy this episode, and for free resources, check out our show notes section to see how you can build and scale your portfolio.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. And we have our beautiful Sensei panel here. So we've got Vanessa here. Please raise your hand. We've got Apurva and Suraj and Natasha on our Sensei panel today. Welcome to all of you, and thank you for joining us. Let's just get started with introductions. So Vanessa, if I may, I'm going to have you start and just talk about who you are, where you live, where you're investing, and what your portfolio is right now.
Hi guys, my name is Vanessa. I've been in the program for about over 2 years. I was a New York City Board of Ed teacher, and I decided to dive into real estate to help my husband leave his W-2 job as quick as possible. So we have 5 burrs in Philly, total 1.1 million, and my equity is a total of 380,000.
Wow. Wow. What in the world?
2 years, 380K.
Yeah. Apurva and Suraj, let's go to you.
So we're a married couple here, based out of Seattle, Washington. I have a W-2 at Amazon, software dev manager. Apurva,
just left my job. I was a product manager before, and I am a real estate agent as well in Seattle, Washington, and plus with this portfolio of 5 properties and planning to grow that double and maybe more in the next 6 months. So that's why I decided to leave my job and continue real estate full time.
Congratulations. Where do you invest currently?
So we started investing in Tampa, Florida, and then we moved, and we were always looking for other markets, and we were initially looking at the Cleveland. We drove there, we looked at the properties area, and then we realized, nope, that's not the market for us. We moved to Akron, which is 2 hours drive from Cleveland. And we looked at a few properties there. And then we realized maybe we should also drive to Columbus. And just because it is, again, 2 hours drive from there. In the same visit, we visited 3 places, and then we finally ended up going to Columbus.
And the good thing was we picked these in spring. So, market wasn't as hot, but now like it's crazy hot in Columbus. So 2 weeks back, we flew into Columbus, drove to Pittsburgh, drove to Cincinnati, to figure out like, hey, Columbus is way too hot. What is in the neighborhood in Midwest, which makes still some sense, So everybody who is in investing in Pittsburgh, we were in touch with them. There are folks who are in Cincinnati or like starting Cincinnati, we were in touch with them. So just saying like, for us, the hardest part was to get going, but now when the wheels are in motion, it's rinse and repeat, right? Like, new market, new team, what you need to do. You just need to keep at it, right?
Cheryl, I have so many things I want to ask and add here before we go to Natasha. Number one, all of the locations that Suraj and Apurva mentioned are all amazing for burr. Akron, Columbus, Cleveland. Did you also say Indianapolis, Pittsburgh? Like amazing locations for burr. So you guys get ideas right here. Second, when you guys went to all of these different locations, did you take your baby with you? It's a toddler.
Yes.
You have a baby?
Yes.
Yes. So
And
that's what I find so amazing about this. That they're traveling together with, should I say baby or toddler?
Toddler, yeah.
Toddler, yeah.
Which is even harder.
Yeah, yes. So you're traveling with her and you're flying to these different locations with her. Then you're putting her in the car seat and you're taking her to view different properties. And so just want to throw this particular thing out there. You can pretty much do anything you decide to do. That's what this means. You can do anything you decide to do. That is it. And sometimes the harder it is, somehow we just end up doing it better. I don't know why, but that's just how life is. That brings me to Natasha, who's also now full-time real estate, right?
Yes. So hi, everyone. I'm Natasha DeLeon. My husband and I sit in Seattle, Washington as well, or Seattle area. I was in tech for about 12 years, and then I got laid off. And I'm like, now what? Do I go back to corporate? Or do I figure out something else that I want to do? I was on that fence of going back to corporate, or I'm like, nope, I'm going to figure out real estate. So that's when I joined the program. And so today we have, we've got we got 3 properties, 4 doors. And then we have one that's pending. So the portfolio value is like 1.118. And then our equity is about 375.
My God.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations. That is amazing. All of you. Thank you for sharing your stories. I want to kind of go back to the beginning. And Natasha, if it's okay, I'm going to start with you.
Sure.
And I want to hear more about some of the challenges that kept you stuck or feeling stuck when you first started and how you overcame that.
Yeah, so I couldn't figure out where to invest. I wanted to do on my own. I wanted to do outside of Philadelphia. I wanted to look in Cleveland. I wanted to look in Indianapolis, and I did. And then I'm like, wait a minute, focus. What's your avatar? Figure out your avatar, stick to it, put your blinders on. And so Philly was that for me. I think the hardest part was the GC, understanding how hard money lending works, how the SOW works, how the inspections work. It's very tactical in the beginning. Now it's more of the strategy and where can I like fine tune my eye, my scope of work, like this mindset shift of I'm an investor. It needs to be rental grade. It needs to be habitable. It doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be functional. It needs to work. It needs to be safe. And you're good.
I think it's so interesting that you talked about the neighborhood, because that's like one of the biggest things we talk about. Figure out your neighborhood first before you start doing all of these things.
Yes, I think for us finding the market, like the whole idea of trusting a team, like, out of state, and they will just do the work, and like, there won't be any issues, like, and then building that team, and the whole mindset shift that if it is not under my nose, it won't be done. Like, it was very hard to get over. But now, like, yes, not everything will happen exactly like, I want it, we'll get there 85% of the way there.
Suraj's standards are super high. So everything he wants to do is like perfect.
I think the fact that like the projects are running out of state is a blessing in disguise, because the person that I am, the control freak that I am, the quality of work that I need, would not allow me to live in peace if every single 5 project was under my nose, because my blood pressure would be always so high.
The lesson that we learn over time, again and again, as we scale, you're going to have to be further and further away from every detail in the project, right? Like, I remember our first project, the oven, I think, came dinged, and I was trying to negotiate $20 off. And then now I tell our contractor, anything under $500, do not call me. Like, not worth my time. So many different levels of letting go of that control, and especially being employees, like investing our own money is so hard. Like, parting with that money, it's just so hard. That's what this muscle is.
Let's go to Vanessa now. I want to hear from you.
We vetted so many GCs, and I thought I nailed it. I'm like, yes, we got the right one. We got him. We're good. Long story short, we put all of our eggs in the basket of just the lender's inspector, depending on him to be our boots on the ground person. And we winded up getting burned with money because we trusted the GC too much and not being our own eyes and ear person on the ground. So that really was like a big head kill for us. The inspector is supposed to be your boots on the ground person for you, because you hired a lender to okay the property for you, right? To run the numbers for you, make sure that the deal is good. And then they're supposed to send an inspector there who's supposed to be basically the eyes and ears for the lender and you at the same time, and okay certain jobs to be completed. And apparently certain jobs weren't completed, and we lost a ton of money just relying on the inspector's decision. I picked this GC because he was $5,000 less than my second choice.
Right.
And I wish I went with the second choice.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong in trying to save money, and sometimes it burns us, but there's nothing wrong in trying these GCs that may be cheaper.
So I think like we got our first property in Tampa. Then after that, there was nothing happening for us. And then one Friday, we get 2 off-market deals, like numbers on both were okay. And 3 hours later, like, we got another house same day, like, and we were looking at each other and we were like, we wanted all these houses in Columbus and our numbers make sense. People are negotiating with us. We just need to move now. Like, we just need to say, yes, we'll figure out how, like, we find 2 GCs, but we are not going to say just because we acquired one house, we'll say no to the other. No, we're going to do this. We're going to make it happen. Money will find its way, whatever we need to do. So when the deal makes sense, numbers make sense, you have to, let go and make things happen, move forward.
Love that. I love that. Love that. Love that. That is incredible. What was it for you, Natasha?
Yeah, and basically it's the modules, right? If you literally follow the process, don't deviate from the process, you check every single box in the order, it'll work out. And then when you get to that point, you're like, okay, I checked all the boxes. Why can I go in? Then it's like, oh, it's a me thing, not a deal thing,
Oh,
like, this is new, this is uncomfortable.
what you would say for anybody who is not in the same mindset that you are in right now?
Follow the modules. Don't do anything without doing all the modules. That's it. Point, period, blank.
I love it.
I love it. Apurva and Suraj.
Just keep going. Don't stop.
Yeah, take action. If the numbers make sense, take action. Have systems in place to verify the property, what you're buying. But if the numbers make sense and you're still not pulling the trigger, then the problem is with you, not with the deal. So
I love it.
Thank you all for joining us today. Pollock, again, thank you for hosting this and
Thanks,
Sharon, creating this. And we will see you next week.
When you're ready to get serious, you can join us at theinvestoraccelerator.com.
It's like getting 1,000 episodes worth of information in 5 days, and it's everything you need to build your actionable plan to financial freedom and making work optional.